All right, good morning again and good afternoon. My name is Adan Gutierrez and I work in the Client Services Department. I'm a Business Development Coordinator. And today's demo is on our online order center, is where you can place orders, get rates, and also check the status of your transactions. It'll be a demo on how to utilize the software. It's a live presentation. There is no slideshow or PowerPoint. The class will be recorded and you can have a copy of it at the end of the presentation. All you have to do is request one when you get the notification. And I really, really appreciate the time. As you know, we do live trainings every month, and they're important subjects in regards to the reverse mortgage arena. And we also encourage you to give us a call as we can help you, with any other services to help you grow your business and to also help you, have a smooth closing. We'll get started. The main thing is that in order to have access to this, you would have to ask from Client Services here at PRC for an account if you do not have one. If you already have one, we have made a couple changes to the security levels, and we noticed that a lot of our clients are noticing that their passwords are being expired or locked out, and that's because we enhanced the security. And if your password hasn't been updated in 90 days, it'll reset for you. So you'll encounter that. It's nothing that the system's wrong with it. Only when it locks, then you would have to call in for a reset password, and we can unlock it for you. When you do log into the website, you're going to notice your homepage that welcomes you, and it gives you other training material in front of you. You're welcome to review those or listen to this demo over and over. We're going to start from the left to the right on the tabs, so that you get to see the information that we have here. The recent files is what it says. It'll show you the most recent files that you've opened up. It'll show you only 10 of these, and the other ones you have to search yourself. But it'll give you a quick little glance at the files that you've been looking at, just a quick reference if someone calls you in regards to the file you were just looking at 5 minutes ago. The links themselves are our escrow numbers. Our escrow numbers here at PRC are always with a 2301 that signifies our branch number, and a dash followed by 5 digits. That escrow number is very, very important to add to any notifications via email back to your settlement team, because our system has been enhanced that anytime you place the settlement or escrow number on the subject line, it will automatically upload that email chain or email notification into the file itself as a record. Also be mindful of what you put on that email, because it'll be permanent as part of the transaction. So that's one way to communicate and make sure that the information is trailed and we can go back and review it. So that's the main thing. Your status, is what it is. It tells you if your transaction is open, canceled, or closed, or policy insured. And it gives you a little information of when it was closed, a little general information. You'll notice quick links to add a note, the yellow tab that you see to your right, the little, sticky note. If you click on it, it will automatically allow you to make a note, whatever, either a note for yourself or a note for the team, your settlement team, and they can actually see the note and do something, whatever action you want them to do. It's in a sense, sort of communicating via email as well. So I'm going to go back. And the other one is a quick link to add an attachment. So if you're in recent files and you want to add an attachment, you simply click the icon that looks like a little paper with a paper clip, and you click on it, and it's going to automatically allow you to upload quickly an attachment to a file that's already open. When you are in the attachment section, you will have the ability to attach 10 documents at once, and you would have to just choose the file from wherever your computer is. One thing to note is that there will be certain type of file formats that it will not allow you to upload, and if for no reason you get that error that tells you either exceeded the size limit or the actual format, it will give you the error message telling you what it is. Sometimes you would have to split that document into 2 sizes and 2 documents themselves and upload them. It'll give you an actual type of document, and then you will look for the item that is applicable to the document you're uploading. And if for any reason you don't find any of them and it's really truly something other, then you would just find the section that says Other and explain what the document itself is. So that's how to attach documents. Once you attach them, they will automatically be part of the file. You don't have to worry about emailing. Another thing is that if you do decide to email and you don't want to use the upload an actual document section here, as long as you keep the escrow number, again, in the subject line, any attachments that come to that email with that email will automatically be uploaded to the file as well, and the settlement team will go and change the documentation type to match the type of document. When you get to the All Files section, it's the same concept, but this time it will show all the files that are assigned to you as a loan officer, or all the files if you are a processor or a manager or anyone who's requested the rights to see the entire pipeline for that office. And if for any reason you're a processor that you work in multiple offices, you may have to actually have different logins because it's only tailored to one client at a time. But if you're a loan officer and you will only be given access to see your pipeline only, so you only will see your files there, and that's all your files that you've opened up or they have opened up for you with PRC. And again, it gives you the ability of making notes or adding attachments there. When you're searching for files, it's a simple search form. You can type in, again, our file number, and you can type in 2301-2, and it's going to give you, hit enter, it's going to give you every single file that matches that search criteria. And if for any reason you don't know the escrow number, that's fine. You can search by the actual last name or the first name, and I'm just going to type in test and search for the files. Then again, it's going to show you every single file that is with that last name. You can use the property address. So you have multiple ways of finding a file. Now, if you're a loan officer, you go in here and you realize that, you know, oh, I should have had this order with you guys and I can't find it. You can always call client services and we can truly search in our office, see if that file was assigned maybe to the wrong branch, or for any reason it was not assigned to the loan officer as the primary contact, because the primary contact is what drives the actual searching mechanism. Where is the file itself? So if for any reason someone accidentally checked the processor as the primary contact and not the LO, then that loan officer will not see that file on their pipeline, but it will be seen on the processor's pipeline. So keep in mind, if you're looking for something and you can't find it, there's multiple reasons why that could have happened. Throughout all the tabs, you'll notice to the top right a section that says Find File. So if you're on the phone and you need to access something quickly and you know the number, you can type it in and hit go. Same thing as another portion of the searching mechanism. I'm going to skip over place order and estimate costs because we're actually going to do some testing on that. But I wanted to show you my account, and this is where you can change your password. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning, the passwords will reset every 90 days, and it will give you notifications when it's ready to reset. If for any reason you want to reset your password to something different, you can. The parameters around security on this has gotten a little more strict, so bear with us and be patient. That's just like any other software out there. You have to keep changing passwords to be, to secure the information for yourself and your clients. And it gives you the information. Here you just click on it and type in your current password, and then the other one. And if for any reason you need help, you can always contact us. The placing an order, I'm going to go ahead and create a quote first before placing the order, because that's sort of order of how things happen. Your loan officer may call you as a processor and say, hey, I need a quote. I'm on the road. I need a quote from PRC, and this is what I need. So you go into the estimate cost section. But if you're already a processor who's working with a settlement team and you want to kind of see what the fees would be now that you know the appraisal value, then you can go in here, and even though the transaction's already open, you can still double check what the fees are based on the new amount. So you don't have to wait for the settlement team to give you the fees, or what you guys call a preliminary HUD. You can go here and actually get the cost yourself, while getting the transaction completed. So when you click the estimated cost, you won't need the zip code on this website. So we'll use 95742, easy for me to remember. In some instances, it should automatically populate the city, the state, and the county. And if for any reason it doesn't do that and your system just idle, just make sure that you actually clicking outside of the zip code box onto the next one, or hit the tab key to basically, that's what makes it process. Because you could be there waiting for it and nothing's happening. It's because you haven't clicked out of that zip code box to give you the information. So it'll give you the auto-populate information for you. The order details, the transaction type, and the product service should be automatically defaulted to reverse mortgages, title, and escrow, because that's the services we offer. If for any reason you're doing a purchase in California and you have the ability to get your own quotes, you could select back and forth, but only in California and Texas for actual tech and per purchase quotes. My suggestion would be to always check in with us at PRC to make sure we give you the accurate information, because there will be other questions that we want to know before giving a quote for a purchase. The value of the property is whatever you can assume or whatever the loan officer tells you or what the estimate is. Again, I haven't clicked outside of the box, so nothing's happening. Tab, the system will refresh and it'll tell you, okay, I am going to give you a quote, I just have to add the endorsement. However, if you know that there is a refinance, this is a true refinance where there's an actual mortgage to pay off, then most likely there's a previous title policy. So we're going to get the reissue rate. If you don't click the order reissue rate, you're going to get basic rate. And sometimes that amounts are higher than what you would be quoted by us internally, because the other software that we have gives you a reissue rate 100% of the time, unless we tell you, no, you need a basic rate. So after you put your value, then you click the order reissue rate, and it's going to tell you, please tell me the prior policy date. When was the prior policy given? Now, you're not going to call the borrower and have them dig out this policy to know what the exact date is. You can put today's date. It just needs a date to know it's going to give you a prior policy. So I can just put today's date on there. And now I can click the Add Endorsement. The question is, and on these defaulted questions, just click OK. They're already set to what the county requirements are, so you have to just click OK. Unless you know for a fact that this property is a condo, then you choose a condo policy endorsement. If you know it's a PUD, most of the time you can leave it blank because in some areas it's not even applicable when it comes to cost. So you can leave the defaulted amount endorsement and just click Get Estimate. Once you get estimate, you'll notice to the top left the system's thinking. So if you click on it more than once, it's gonna, you can freak out the system. So just let it do its refreshing and calculating the fees for you. If at any point you have any questions, you can type them into the chat box, and then I'll be more than happy to stop and start answering those for you. Okay, so I get my cost, quote here, and it tells you a little recap, who you are, who the client is, and what you requested, a loan value, a reissue rate, and then it gives you lender's premium, lender's basic rate. So it kind of gives you an idea of what is it that you're getting as a discount because of reissue rate. And then down below it tells you the HUD, the fees. So this is the part where I said if you're waiting for the settlement team to get back to you, you can always go in here and get the quote based on the new value of the property. And then it gives you your total amount. You can get another estimate, you can print it, or you can place the order. So at this point, I just wanted to show you how to get an estimate from this section. Now, you're the loan officer, everything worked out well, you got the application back, and now you're getting ready to place the order, or your processor is going to place the order, whoever it is. You go into the place order section, and now this time we're going to just type in the property address, and then we're going to type in again the zip code, and the system should again auto-populate the rest of the information for you. It'll auto-select the type of transaction and product type again. This is the part where I was saying that the primary contact is the person where the file is going to show on their pipeline. But if you have access to see all files, you're going to see them all. So if you are an opener, intake person, or somebody that you want to make sure that John Smith, loan officer, gets to see the file, then you have to make sure that they're the primary contact. Then you can select as many people as you want who you want to involve in the transaction, and then click on one, hit the control key, it tells you right here, and click on the rest of the people you want them to get notifications as far as the status of the file. Because as soon as you hit enter and you submit the file, we will process it and we will send that notifications to all parties involved that you selected. If for any reason you don't see the name of a person listed there, it could be that they work for a different branch within the company, or it could be that we haven't added them for you, and all you have to say in the notes section, I'll show you at the bottom, just say a new loan officer, please add them to my roster, and then we can for you. So once I selected my contacts, don't forget to look to the right to the file details where you can enter the value of the property, so 625, 500. And then hit tab, and the system's gonna auto refresh again. The only reason why I say that to put it right away is because you'll keep scrolling down, you'll get to the bottom, you'll hit place order, and then it's gonna give you an error because the actual loan amount's at the top. And many people forget about it, and it's very easy to forget because as you scroll down, it kind of disappears. So you enter your new loan amount. Anything that has the red asterisk is what's required to give you the actual order number. Everything else is just optional information, but the more information you give your settlement team, the easier and the faster they're going to be able to process your transaction. Or at the bare minimum, you don't have to enter the information, but make sure that you attach all the other information so that they can actually look for it and have it at their fingertips. If you know who the hazard insurance is, put the binder information and also attach the actual policy so we can look at it. If you're the broker and you want to know which lender this transaction is going to, you can also type it in here and tell us, hey, I want this go to Liberty or AAG or Finance of America Reverse, whatever lender, if you're a broker, you want to send, know right there. So we can prepare the file so that your title commitment comes with the actual insured right away. We don't have to ask for an actual condition for that. If you are the lender, then all you have to do is click saying, I am the lender as well. Then you're going to enter the borrower's information. Marital status always helps. If there's an actual change, if they were married and now they're divorced, it's going to trigger, the request for divorce decree and things like that. So, just go ahead and type in what they are. Social Security number, it's very crucial. Again, if you don't want to type it in there, that's fine, but give us a copy of it. Because when you have a John Smith, the Social Security is going to help eliminate a lot of the potential liens that may be attached to a John Smith, but we need to eliminate them out by having the Social Security number. So it's very important for you to give us the Social Security number. Either enter it here or a copy of it via attachment. Phone number, obviously, we want to make sure that you tell us the phone number where this borrower needs to be contacted. It's crucial for scheduling. It's crucial for collecting information from them. If they are, in the world of technology and they have an email address, then let us know that too. We can communicate with them via email. If you have a borrower who's very specific as far as when to call them, you have seniors that don't want to be called at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. They are people that wake up at noon and they don't function as of that time. So that also helps us, right? So in the notes section at the bottom, I would put the phone number, where to call, but also at the bottom put call borrower after 10 a.m. So that way we know, and we don't basically, bother them or make them upset, because if you know that information, it helps us extend that same courtesy and the same customer service to the borrower, so that we don't upset them, and also make you look good that we have excellent communication. So that's how it works out. If the borrower lives in an area where that's their subject property at the top, but they actually collect the mail somewhere else, that's also very, very important for us to know. Simply because sometimes, some files we are required to send some documentation for them to sign. And if we're not aware and we didn't get a copy of the 1009 or anywhere that tells us that there was a P.O. box, we're going to be mailing stuff out to this borrower that's important, but it keeps coming back. So instead of having to, wait weeks later for something to be returned that was really important for the transaction, then let us know where to mail the information. So it's always crucial to let us know if it's different. So in this case, it happens to be a rural area. I'm just going to say it's the same as the property address. Then it auto-populates the information for you, and you check the box. In the notes section is where you need to let us know any specific instructions on how to handle this, for you. Like, POA to follow, or they want to vest in a trust, or new LO, John Smith, phone number, an email, all that information that you want us to give us. Sometimes it could be rush. I need this file rushed, or it could be, I don't know, I want this specific EO, right? Escrow officer. Anything that you want to communicate to our intake department that as soon as we see this, we'll read your note and take care of whatever special instructions on there. That's the best way to communicate when you're placing the order online. Once you've completed all the information here, you place order. It will tell you to the file's processing, and it can take up to 1.5 minutes. I'm talking about 90 seconds. So be very, very patient with that. As this is happening, you can go back and multitask and start doing some other emails. It does to enter all this data and import it into our system internally for us to be able to process it. So don't think that the system is broken or that our website is down. So it's best you just let it do its thing, and you're going to get the escrow number, and you're going to get a successful notification when it's completed. I know that there's also other companies out there that we're partnered with where our system is integrated with your system. So you are in your reverse division or whatever system you're accustomed to work with, and you may have an actual button that you push to place the order. Now, sometimes I get calls that say, Adon, I can't place the order, your system's down. It's not necessarily that my system's down, it's something happened from your software to my software. There was a broken link between the integration. If that is happening to you, don't spend too much time trying to figure out how to fix it. If it's urgent, go ahead and just send us everything via email to orders@prclosings.com, and we will place it for you. And say, you know what, while you're fixing that, let's not stop business. I'll help you, and I'll enter the actual order for you. We can do that. So it's not that you have to place orders only online. We prefer it because it's a faster process for you and a faster process for us. But if you are struggling and for reason you get stuck or your system's down or whatever it is, we can go back to, I guess we'll call it old school type of doing business. Send us an email. And if you don't want to send an email, send a fax with an actual form. Just somehow you can get it to us and we'll place the order for you. Once you have the successful order, you will get this notification that tells you this is your escrow number or your file number or settlement number, whatever you want to call it. This is PRC's number, 2301-233-803. Every time you call our office, that's the first thing we're going to reference. What is the escrow number? Okay, you don't know it? Fine. We can look at what's the property address and what's the borrower's information. So there are ways for us to look at it, but it is very, very easy if you give us the escrow number. From here, you can print your confirmation, or you would copy and paste it into your file or whatever to show proof that you placed the order. The minute that you place the order, it comes into my system. I push another button that basically lets everybody know that the order is now active. And this can happen instantaneous, where now everyone is working on it. Our turn times vary, of course, state by state, county by county, but our goal is to get you this commitment within 3 days, and that's sort of average at what we do. Sometimes even sooner. Sometimes it could be same day, but depending where you are, sometimes it could be a whole week. We have a whole class that talks about potential delays and what would happen if you don't get your escrow like you normally would, or your title commitment within the time frame that you're used to. Normally, 100% of the time, there's a valid reason why there was a delay. So don't, you can always call in and check for status on 48 hours and say, hey, I haven't received my commitment. What is going on? You can do that, again, either by sending a note here or sending an email to the settlement team, but make sure that you enter the escrow number so that way it actually imprints your request that says, hey, I asked you for status on a certain date. So you can use the communication method also as proof of I'm following up and I need this ASAP. From here, let's say you placed your order and you didn't enter a lot of the data that is crucial for us to have, and you don't want to do that, but you want to attach documents instead. Then from here, you just go back to attach a document. And then there you go. Attach the 1009, attach the hazard insurance, attach the copies of the ID, social security number, POA, trust. I mean, anything that you feel it's going to help your settlement team process this faster and smoother for you, then by all means, just attach it. It's better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. Payoff information, it's something that it's one of the main things that they have to work on fast, because they have to make sure that they get the correct numbers for the correct amount of time in order to close your transaction. So that's how you place an order. So the software is really, really easy to use. If you don't have access to it, again, you can always request for a copy of it. There's an email address up here that says moreinfo@prclosings.com. The phone number, email that email address, and if you need additional training, more one-on-one, sort of walk me through the system, I'll be more than happy to. Just go ahead and send the information. Say, I would like to set 15 minutes aside. Let's go and walk over this again because I want to make sure I do it correctly. Trust me, once you start doing it, it becomes so fast and such an easy way of placing orders that it would just be like, it'll be a breeze. We talked about how to get the estimate cost and how to place the order and how to search your files. This is our software for Order Center. That's what we call it. If you have any questions, please type them into your questions panel. I'll stick around for another couple of minutes. If you like, we can talk on the phone, or you can simply just email me later and I can help you with that. Other than that, I appreciate you guys' time. This concludes the class. Thank you for joining me today, and look out for other topics that we're going to send out every month. They're different. And if you have any suggestions on new training, we're more than happy to listen to the suggestions, so send them our way. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.